Hey there, this is a original Bucklite Max. Small. This is a Chinese copy. It's a fake Bucklite Max large. The untrained eye will have difficulties seeing and noticing which of those knives is fake, and especially when you have only one of them in your hands, it's quite hard to see the difference. So let's start with the sheath. This is the original, and both of these knives came very sharp, so that's not the issue at all. It's just to show you the differences between the original and the fake. I know those are the small and the large one, but the large one is an exact copy. So the jimping up here is identical, the blade shape, the grind is identical, so let's leave it at that for the moment. So the original, let's start with the sheath. The original has a silver snap button, and as you can see, when you wear it on your right side, the snap goes to the front. The sheath is very well made. There was a tag here that said Buck, but I cut that off. And the stitching is excellent. There are no loose threads. On the back, the stitching is very good. It's a loop over design, and overall it's very sturdy. It feels like quality. Now on the fake, the snap button, again, when you carry it on your right side, snap button goes to the back. Take the knife out, you already have loose threads here and there and all over the place. Yeah. The stitching is crooked when the sheath is held straight. Also on the back, the stitching is not as sturdy, and overall the sheath is a little bit too big for the knife. Worst thing is probably the material. The nylon seems to be reinforced with some foam or something on the original sheath, and the fake one has just a thin layer of nylon. So when you put in the knife, you have a lot of rattling, a lot of moving around. It's not very secure, but come on, it's a sheath with a snap button. It's not super secure, so gravity does its job, and it works fine. The original has a very tight snap button. Of course it rattles around a little bit. It's not Kydex, it's not fitted, but you recognize that this sheath fits this knife perfectly. Now the blade steel of the Bucklite Max Small, the original, is a 420 HC. Fantastic steel, fantastic heat treatment from Buck. You can see the lanyard hole, and you can see the steel through there. So it's a full tang design and injection molded rubber handles. Rubber doesn't smell a lot. It smelled a little bit when it was brand new, but Now you really have to hold your nose against it to smell something. Very, very sharp, awesomely sharp, and of course, what is an important factor when you have a buck knife is this number on the blade and the sign or whatever next to it. So you can go on the Buck homepage and actually see in which year this knife was produced. On that one there is a fantasy sign, so that does not exist. Also, yeah, you can see the jimping is very accurate, it's very clean. The handles don't have any overlap, they fit perfectly, there is no residue or anything. On the fake you have some dirty jimping, some very inaccurate jimping, and you can see that there is quite some residue from the rubber when it was heat pressed or whatever. So the smell is very pungent. The size and the weight are almost identical, and when you look in the lanyard hole, you also can see the steel. So this is a full tang as well, probably not skeletonized, and also in the hole there is some rubber residue, so it's not perfectly cut out. This knife is also very, very sharp. That was bad. Has some minor rolls in there. This one I did not use yet, did not sharpen. Still cuts fine, but it's not the quality of an original buck knife. This I got from eBay for about $13 shipped. It wasn't marketed and offered as a buck knife. It was called, I think, large hunting knife, but it was on eBay with an original buck picture. So I figured for 13 bucks, come on, what can you do wrong? I don't totally hate this knife. I hate that they market it as a buck and a really bad fake, actually. Only bad when you don't know anything about knives. So this jimping up there and the handle immediately told me, yeah, that's a fake. The number of jimps up there and or notches is exactly the same as the original. Of course, it differs from the small one. It has a few notches less. Overall, I like the size of this one just a little bit better. Perfect size for EDC, yes, for EDC, even with a nylon sheath. This one is quite heavy. I will add the weight in the description box. It would make a good wood knife, though. I would baton with this. I would baton the shit out of it. I think for $13 US shipped, you get a full tang knife, probably not for 20HC steel, maybe a lower grade with a 8CR13 MOV with a slightly poorer heat treat. Probably. I don't think this is 440A because it is not as soft. I don't hate it. My wish for the company would be that they changed the design just a little bit so they can't be made I don't know. I just want this knife to be not as fake as it is. because it's not bad, it's not super bad. One thing, up top here you have a little bit of jimping on the rubber and the jimping on the blade. You don't have a lot of a high gap here, or a high dent, I don't know. On the fake one, it's quite high, so your thumb, in order to get a hold of the jimping, it's on that ridge up there of extra rubber. So the rubber is also different, although I hope this will show you a little bit. Down there, the part that is textured, up there it's smooth, and in the middle it says buck. The buck is basically flawless, but the overall feel is different. This is also textured, same texturing, and up there it's also smooth, has the Buck logo, just cleaner. It's a little bit cleaner and than on the fake one. So there's the size comparison. I just wish this knife wasn't a fake. If they hadn't printed Buck on there, designed the handle or anything just a little bit, they could market it as a completely different knife, and wouldn't probably have troubles with copyright infringement, because this is not a horrible knife. Works. So that will be all. I will totally recommend the original though. The original is a fantastic knife. It's a little bit more expensive as the fake, who knew, but totally worth the money. It's quite affordable for what it is, and it's a great hunting knife. You can choke up on it. Has very good jimping, quite light. And that'll be all. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Goodbye.